Greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, and this is my third deep dive on After the End for CK3. This time, we focus on the bureaucracy of Brazil. Brazil, an empire standing as a beacon of civilization among the ravenous tribes and petty warlords of the Americas. Their bureaucratic apparatus maintaining stability as the various governors and captains hold firm loyalty to the state. The current emperor may not always be what they think is best for the nation, however. Little record remains, however, as to how the empire was formed. The founder, known only as Fatima, and any before her, are shrouded in myth so deep it is impossible to have a confident answer. Many members of the modernist community, a minority in the empire, which I will discuss in a future video, believe Fatima to have been a continuation of the pre-event empire, which, unlike its counterparts in Mexico, America, and Canada, held on to enough power and influence to retake their nation, placing the legendary figure of Fatima I as the head of that old order. The majority of the empire disagrees with this notion, however, taking pride in the belief that Fatima was a young woman raised as a farmer along the coast, who rose up to become the legendary uniter of Brazil from humble origin. Merely a meme-like stand-in for China in CK2, the devs walked themselves into a corner with CK3 with the inclusion of the entire South American continent, necessitating Brazil be implemented. Seeing as it's meant to function similar to the feudal bureaucratic apparatus that was Imperial China, the team felt the need to make new systems that could accurately portray the stability and slow expansion that said empire represented through real history. The new and unique imperial bureaucracy government type is used by the emperor, providing new vassal contracts, succession mechanics, and a balance of power between the bureaucrats, the army, and the emperor themselves. The empire rarely assigns dynastic feudal rulers to parts of its territory. The vast majority of Brazil is run by bookworm administrative governorships and battle-hungry captaincies. These new government types can be assigned with a contract system, enabling the emperor to assign captains to the governorships once their territory is secured, or vice versa if the empire begins to lose hold of its frontier. The reason to make use of these contracts are very real, as desk workers and the military are less than likely to seek independence. The bureaucrats focusing on economy, disabled from declaring wars of conquest, their armies penalized, the captains gain a boost to their military at the cost of their economy and development growth, as well as being the only members of the empire with the authority to expand her borders outside of the emperor themselves, or at least make the attempt. Governorates and captaincies are both 100% playable and offer unique approaches to the CK3 experience by playing as a dedicated vassal who may not even play the same family in successive generations. The steward of a governor is often considered to be their natural successor, for example. While governors may be banned from warring for expansion, both they and the military are capable and will make liberal use of factions against the emperor. Bureaucratic governments may be excellent for maintaining stability among the vassals and maintaining one's own family on the throne. However, it has a tendency to halt meaningful expansion of power for the realm, both in territorial gains and authority from the emperor. Despite almost feeling like a modern-style nation-state, the vassals of Brazil have a tendency to organize around their fellows to demand more power from the emperor. The bureaucrats and captains are capable of waging war against the state if it means gaining more balance of power for their own faction. It may at times be best for an emperor to allow one faction or the other to have at least some authority, for while maintaining a firm grasp on the running of the empire sounds like every emperor's dream, it has the potential to turn both sides against the throne, perhaps even providing the necessary circumstances for captains on the frontier or even bureaucrats to see the potential benefits to secession from the empire. There are benefits as well as detractions for having a bureaucratic or military-dominant court, and a wise emperor would do well to learn how to ride the waves of the court system, making use of each faction's bonuses until the time arrives to consolidate their own authority. For a time. After all, in Brazil, the only certainty for an emperor's reign is that the government will do its best to make things difficult out of sheer spite and self-righteousness. The court authority system is present for both governors and captains as well. However, their levels are capped off at neutral, and only being able to go farther in their own faction's direction. We can't be having military captaincies with full courts of bureaucrats now, can we? The throne may in name be a primogeniture system where the eldest son of the emperor is set to inherit the title, yet in practice the court's opinions on the matter are significantly more important than small matters such as parentage, not to imply that the bureaucratic apparatus is likely to vote for a new emperor outside the current royal family, of course. Though under the right amount of stress, governments are known to make rather odd decisions. Only 2 candidates may be available to choose from, and those will typically be chosen by the will of the reigning faction of the empire. The bureaucrats being drawn away from an elder drunkard son to a well-learned and monetarily minded daughter, while the captains will be taken in by the emperor's brother, veteran of frontier conflict and beacon of charisma that he is. Or perhaps the middle son, who is both adequate at both charisma and military effectiveness. They don't want to rock the boat too much after all. And with that, we reach the end of today's deep dive. While this video focused on the government and bureaucracy of Brazil, in future you can expect more videos discussing the religions and general makeup of the empire, or more likely, a video focusing on the modernists. Strange buggers those ones are, it must be said. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time.